So, let us talk about the item analysis, test item analysis. Any question paper, every question paper I can declare is a test item, and in the document also we said in the curriculum design that every outcome must be related to a test item by which I can test whether I achieve the outcomes or not. Okay. So, if you formally there is a procedure for test item analysis, this is not directly related to that assessment and evaluation what we are required for the classroom teaching, but this is an as a teacher this is helpful for designing the question paper, this kind of knowledge. Okay. So, test item analysis. So, suppose I make a question number 1, okay, and I collect the data or output from the students. So, they have answered and I know how many students correct answer, how many students, how much marks is got in question number 1, all data I have. We are not analyze those data regularly to find out this kind of information, but what kind of analysis we can done based on this collected data we are discussing. So, what I am collected? Let us say you collected for last 5 years 100 students on your class, you design every time 10 questions. So, for every 10 questions 5 years 5 into 10 50 questions I have designed and I have a data of 500 students. Now, each of the question I can analyze how easy is this question. Let us question number 1 is answer and I want to find out how easy is question number 1. That is called facilitation value. So, facilitation value FB is nothing but a find out how easy is the questions. These findings is based on your previous data. So, when I design similar kind of questions, not same question, similar kind of question, I can relate the facilitation of value of this type of questions will be this much. So, how do I calculate the facilitation value? Forget about the slides, slides are there, you can read, I am not going through the slides, let us derive the formula. Not take the formula and remember the formula, put the value on the formula, find out the solution. On the other way, from the philosophy, design the formula, we will never forget. So, facilitation value is nothing but a how easy is the question, how easy is the test item. Is it very easy? So, what do you mean by easy? Suppose I have a 30 students in my class and I design a question number 1 and I found everybody is able to answer the questions. Then what is the easiness? Is 1 or 100% or 1? Okay. So, if everybody able to answer the questions, the easiness is 100% or 1. I design a question number 2, nobody can answer in my 30 student class. So, what is the easiness? Is 0. So, facilitation value can have maximum value 1, minimum value 0, 1 means 100%, 0 means 0%. So, if everybody give answer, then the facilitation value is 100% or 1, if nobody can give the answer, facilitation value is 0%. Okay. Now, how do I calculate the facilitation value in between this? Okay. So, let us I take a test of 30 students. Okay. So, I just show you a data, you can see this data. I think it is not that much of visible. Once I share the slides, you read that, you watch the video once you open the slides on your one side. Okay. And these data are not readable because of white color. So, that data is not required also. So, I will show you why it is not required. So, I have a class, forget about that other things, that odd and even, all those things. Let us total marks is there 18, 17, all total marks is there. So, I have a 70 students class, I take the test of 70 students and I have a 10 questions, I think 10, 20 questions. You take, it is 20 questions. I can change it to the Word file, so that. So, if I once you open the video, you correlate with the slide also. So, I have a result of a 30 students in a class. Out of 30 students, I rank them 1, 2 up to 30 based on the total marks. What are test? I take a 20 marks test, all are multiple choice. 20 marks test, all are multiple choice and each has 4 choice A, B, C, D. Okay. After the examination, I rank the students who got, highest marks is 1, second highest 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 30. This is very simple. Now, I am saying that if let us test item number 1 here, you check into 1. If everybody able to choose the correct answer, then the facilitation value is 1. If nobody choose the correct answer, facilitation value is 0. So, now if I take all 30 students and try to find out the facilitation value, then in average I cannot get the correct value. So, what I will do, if I rank the students, if I against the number, if I distribute the number, student number against the score, the distribution will be a Gaussian. Okay. So, those are the students 3 dB down, that means 0.72, or I can say here to here is the 27% and here to 3 dB down is 27%. So, upper side, this is the highest marks, this is the lowest marks. So, upper side 77, upper group of students means 27% of the high rank students make the upper group, 27% of the lower rank students make the lower group. So, 30 students of 27%, roughly 8 students. So, 8 students is make the upper group, top 8 students, and bottom 8 students make the lower group. Now, I can distinguish whether the questions is easy or not. If all the lower group students and upper group students is able to give the correct answer, then I say facilitation value is 1. I discard this average students, this group of students, because those number of students in the score level, those students if I take, it is average out. So, I design the upper group who are the good students 27%, lower group which are the bad students, let us have below category students. So, if a question is answered by good students and bad students, all are correct, it is 1. So, if the question number 1 carry marks 1 and all upper group students are give the correct answer, that means 8 into 1, all lower group students give the correct answer 8 into 1. What are the total marks? 16 students, both the category, 16 into 1. So, it is nothing but a 1. Let 7 students of upper group give the correct answer and 1 students of the lower group give the correct answer. Then the facilitation value is 7 into 1 plus 1 into 1 divided by 16 into 1. So, 7 into 1 means 7 plus 1 means 8 divided by 16 means half, 0.5. So, what is the formula for facilitation value calculation? So, if I say the formula FB is nothing but a upper group correct marks by upper group students, right marks by lower group students divided by the group size n plus n into marks. So, R is nothing but a number of upper group students give the correct marks, multiply the marks. So, if it is a summative assessment I will come. So, if it is single 1 marks question, so it will be 1. So, number of correct student upper group student plus correct by lower group divided by the group size. So, if I analyze each and every questions of this table, you can say that suppose question number 1, upper group student 7 give the correct answer, lower group students only 1, so 1 is the give the correct answer. So, the facilitation value is half. Item number 2, A is the correct answer. How many upper group? 7. How many lower group? Let us lower group, check the lower group. How many lower group? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, 7 students of upper group plus 7 students of lower group and each carry 1 marks divided by the group size into 1 marks. So, 7 plus 7 14 divided by 16 is the facilitation value. So, I can say this question is easy compared to the previous questions, because facilitation value is close to 1. Okay. Now, think about instead of multiple choice questions, I have a summative examination like this. Sorry, take this table. I have a 7 questions, out of 7 questions, I rank the students 1 to 30. Every question carries 15 marks. Okay. So, 7 into 15 marks, or I can say total marks is 100. Question number 1 is 15 marks, question number, so total marks is 100. So, I distribute the marks among the questions, 1 maybe 15, 2 maybe let us 15, 30, 3 maybe like that, and that way I decide. And I provide this question, student number 1 who is the highest rank get out of you can say the 100 he get 94. So, I rank him 1, then rank 2, rank 3, that decided. Now, I decided the upper group 8 students, lower group 8 students. Okay. Now, total marks obtained by the upper group divided by the total marks or plus total marks obtained by the lower group divided by the total marks of the group. So, if I have 100, if let us question number 1, you watch this video along with these slides. So, let us question number 1 has a highest marks 15. Question number 1 carry 15 marks. Let us upper 8 students, how much marks of upper group students is get? So, I can calculate. So, first students 15 plus 15 plus 14 plus 12 plus 13 plus 13 plus 12 plus 15. So, I can see there is a 315, 45, 45 plus let us 25, 45 plus 25, 50, 70, 70 plus 25, let us 70 plus 25 is 95, then 14. So, I can add those things, and let us 95 plus 14, let us 100 and something, 95 14 means 909 plus total marks obtained by the lower group student, 7 plus 7 plus 7 whatever is there, divided by. So, how many questions are there? 16 questions. This is the highest marks possible, 16 into 15. That is the facilitation value. So, FB is nothing but a total marks obtained by the upper group plus total marks obtained by the lower group divided by the total marks. 16 students, each question, if everybody get 15, then what is the total marks? 16 into 15. Everybody get full marks, then it will be 8 into 15 plus 8 into 15 divided by the 16 into 15 equal to 1. So, facilitation value I can calculate. Okay. Similarly, I can calculate the facilitation value of the next question, next item, next item. So, if I see, I will show you. All slides has some facilitation value calculation is there in the slides. You can go through the slides and see that slides. Okay. So, facilitation value I can calculate based on the examination result what I get. So, you may say, sir, what is the purpose for this? Because I am setting the next year question paper, that question is not already appear in the question bank. I should not repeat the question for the next year, that is the mandate. But suppose I have a sufficiently large repository of the question paper, sufficiently large, then I can repeat the question also. 1000 questions for a particular concept. Any question is new to the students, because if a student can solve that you cannot remember the all 1000 questions, memorized it and vomit in the exam paper. Unless he understand, he cannot solve all the questions. If he is able to solve all the questions, he has the skill. So, if I have a sufficiently large repository of my question bank, I can repeat, but it should not be predictable, because student cannot predict which questions will come in this year. Only he can, if he know the skill, he can solve it. So, I can say design a question paper, I have a 1000 similar questions, choose the question number 1 whose facilitation value is let us 0.75, or computer can automatically choose the question. So, that is the teacher role, building a repository which will help you teach better and better. Analyze item analysis, tag each questions with the facilitation value. So, the next year when you design a question, if you have a sufficiently large question for a particular concept, then design of the question paper will be very easy. Understand? So, this is the facilitation value. Next one we want to do is called discrimination index. Discrimination index. So, DI, what is DI? DI is nothing but a how difficult is the questions. So, facilitation value is how easy is the questions. Now, DI is the discriminative index, will test whether this questions is discriminate between the good student and bad students. So, that means if the questions is difficult, the good students can answer, the students who has sufficient skill they can answer, the student who does not have that skill they cannot answer. So, DI is called discriminative index. How good is the test item to separate the good students and bad students. So, suppose question number 1 I have designed, I found most of the upper group students is give the all upper group students give the correct answer, but none of the lower group students has given the correct answer. Then my DI should be all upper group students give the correct answer. All upper group students give the correct answer. No lower group students give the answer. So, that means I have a very good question which can discriminate the good students from the bad students. So, DI value is 1, and only good students can give the correct answer. What is the next one? Reverse also possible. I can design a question by chance all the lower group students can give the correct answer. So, maybe the question has such some silly question has made good students cannot understand the question itself and lower group students give the correct answer, then it may be negative also. So, that is the worst case that can happen. So, discriminative index is the how good is the questions separate between the good students and bad students. So, suppose I have a same questions, I have a question number 1, I have a 30 students, upper group 8 students, lower group 8 students. Out of 8 upper group students, let us 7 give the correct answer, and out of 8 lower group students, let 2 give the correct answer. So, what is the DI of the questions? So, DI total marks obtained by the upper group 7 into 1, each question carry 1 marks. So, 7 into 1 minus, if it is good questions to discriminate between the good and bad, none of the bad students should give the answer, but I see 2 bad students give the answer. So, I can minus 2 into 1 divided by maximum value is 8 into marks 1. So, if only all good students give the correct answer, 8 into 1 divided by 8 into 1, 8 into 1 minus 0 divided by 8 into 1. So, if all good students give the correct answer, 8 into 1 minus 0 into 1 divided by 8 into 1, DI is equal to 1. Now, since 7 students give the correct answer, 7 into 1 minus 2 students lower group also give the correct answer, 2 into 1 divided by 8 into 1 is the DI. So, what is the DI value? 7 minus 2 divided by 8, 5 by 8. So, either correct answer or total marks obtained by the upper group minus total marks obtained by the lower group divided by the 8 into what total marks, 8 into the total marks, 8 into the marks for that question. So, if it is summative assessment, instead of 1 marks, let question number 1 carry 10 marks. So, since 7 students out of upper group, let us out of 8 upper group students, total marks is 70, and out of 8 lower group students, total marks is 25. So, I can say 70 minus 25 divided by 80, 8 into 10 is my DI value. My discriminating index is 70 minus 25 divided by 80. Let us do two quickly assignment. So, let item number 2 or 3, test item number 3 in multiple choice questions, means questions carry let us 1 marks, question carry 1 marks. So, I want to calculate the facilitation value and discriminative index. So, I can say question number 1, question number 3, upper group correct answer is C. So, all the students of the upper group give the correct answer. So, facilitation value FB, all the students in upper group give the correct answer. So, 8 into 1 plus how many lower group students give the correct answer? 3 give the correct answer. So, plus 3 into 1 divided by, if all give the correct answer, what is the total marks? 8 in the lower group, upper group plus 8 in the upper group into 1. So, I can say 8 plus 3 divided by 16 into 1. So, I can say 11 by 16. So, what is the DI? Discriminative index. Total marks obtained by the upper group 8 into 1 minus total marks obtained by the lower group 3 into 1 divided by what is the total marks? 8 only. So, 8 group size is 8 into 1. So, it is 8 minus 3 divided by 8, 5 by 8. So, DI value is 5 by 8, facilitation value is 11 by 16. Now, think, if the facilitation value is 1, what should be the DI? Facilitation value 1 means total marks obtained by the upper group and total marks obtained by the lower group are equal. So, total marks obtained by the upper group minus total marks obtained by the lower group. So, this is 0. So, DI is 0. If a question is answered by everybody, this question is not meant for discriminating the good students and the bad students. So, when I design a norm reference question, the purpose is to discriminate the good students from the bad students. This type of question should not be there. If the DI is 0, whether I give that question or not give that question does not matter, everybody is answered. So, in JEE exam, I should not want those questions whose DI is equal to 0, because everybody if give the answer, then my purpose for elimination will not work. On the other hand also, if I set a question whose facilitation value is equal to 0, answer given by the upper group, answer given by the lower group, all are wrong, then also DI is 0. If I choose that question does not quantify for the exam, because that question does not anything or any contribution in that exam. So, I should not design a question, okay, I am the teacher, I should, okay, I have designed a question which cannot be, which nobody can answer it. If I have that mind, my purpose of examination is failed. If nobody able to answer the questions, I should not include that type of question in my examination system. Okay? So, next class I will discuss about the how to design the multiple choice questions, very important. How you design a multiple choice question, what is the purpose? Test the possible misconception. Purpose for the multiple choice question is to test the possible misconception. Actually, I want to know whether a learner has developed the skill or not. Okay? Thank you.